Hello there. So a couple of videos ago I said I would do a Q&A video in a couple of videos time. Well, this is it. I'm going to answer the questions that you raised in that video. Now don't worry too much if you missed out. If you leave me a question down below, I will try and answer you directly. So I don't want anyone to feel like they haven't got something out of this video. So the first question, I'm not going to do this in any particular order, is are you actually a doctor? Now I get this question all the time, and no, I'm not a medical doctor. I am a computer scientist. I've got a PhD in computer science, which in England, and probably a lot of places, allows me to call myself doctor. But this guy, who I don't know if he's a bit troublesome, because he's said some things in the past, I think, on this channel, which I've been a bit unsure about. He says, yes, he's a cardiologist. Don't take any notice of him. I'm not a cardiologist. Have you ever built or even considered the Lego Beatles Yellow Submarine? Now, this is difficult because I like the Beatles a lot. I also like Lego a lot. But if I was to name my least favourite Beatles song, it would probably be Yellow Submarine. So this is oddly in a kind of strange area where I'm not in the least bit interested. What cliched, stereotypical British thing do you do in your daily life? Queue. We all queue. We're famous for it. We're very orderly in our queuing, and we get very annoyed if anybody so much as looks like they may deviate from standard queuing protocol. If somebody kind of steps out of the queue to look ahead and see how long the queue is, just get back in the queue like the rest of us, and put up with it and be patient. My wife keeps asking why I watch you. I don't know if that's a question. It sounds like you're kind of passing it on, David. I've no idea what to say to her. Can you help, please? Oh, I should have read the whole thing. Yeah, do you know what? I think your wife's probably got a good point. Maybe you should just take her advice. You should be entertaining her, not watching me. But I can only assume your life has hit rock bottom, and that's why you're watching me. Well, actually, I haven't mentioned I've got a haircut. Right, I've had a haircut. I've had a home haircut, which isn't so bad. Haven't washed it this morning. A little bit disgusting, sorry. But it's a bit shorter, and it should see me through until I can get a proper haircut. But I'm quite happy with this. It had got very mullety. Also got a bloodshot eye. I don't know if you can see that on that side. If I look like that. If you zoom in. Actually, there's some lovely comments I'm noticing here. Thank you to everyone who left a nice comment on that video. Do you have a favourite movie? That's a good question. For years, my favourite movie was The Matrix. I was absolutely obsessed with it, and I even liked the sequels. Actually, on that point, there's a Matrix 4 coming out this Christmas, which I'm quite excited about. But it hasn't got the kind of the best characters in. It hasn't got the original Smith character, played by Hugo Weaving, who was my favourite character. So I'm a little bit disappointed about that. But yeah, it was The Matrix. I've always liked all the Star Trek films. I never really liked Star Wars, but then I started watching it, and I think, well, it's quite a while ago now, isn't it? Attack of the Clones, I really got into it in probably like 2002, 2004. And now I love Star Wars, so I love all the Star Wars films. Yeah, I like space films, really. I'm a real science fiction bod. What is your favourite hater comment? That's a really good question, actually. I've got several Lepin comment discussion videos from the past, and you should go and check those out if you enjoyed that last comments video, because a lot of those comments were hilarious. But there was one comment in particular which really kind of struck at my core. It managed to simultaneously insult my appearance, my very existence, my opinions, my family. But I'm not going to give away which comment that was. You'll have to go and watch all of those videos. Question: who is your favourite YouTuber? Which Wombleway read as, what is your favourite cucumber? That is an equally good question, but one that I just simply do not have time to answer in this video. My favourite YouTuber. I am going to give you a rundown. I'm not going to give one because that's kind of not very representative, and I'll probably do a video in future actually of my favourite YouTube channels. But I'm just going to name a few that you should go and check out now if you haven't discovered them already. So the first is Atomic Shrimp. It's kind of like my channel, but it's actually good. He puts a lot of effort into the videos he makes. He makes lots of really good scam baiting videos. He makes food videos. He makes sort of, it's not really DIY, is it? It's kind of crafty type videos. I'm not really selling it that well, but he's absolutely fantastic. Hilarious, well thought out videos. Go and check out Atomic Shrimp. Also, Rich Rebuilds, American guy who is mainly known for fixing broken Tesla cars. So he'll find like a crashed, flooded Tesla car and bring it up to scratch. But I think it's fair to say that he's trying to branch out from that. He's made other electric vehicles. He's also made gas-powered or petrol, if you're in British vehicles. He's hilariously funny, and those videos are well worth a watch. So Rich Rebuilds, Techmoan, who I've mentioned I think 1,000 times before, reviews really kind of obscure bits of mostly music related technology from yesteryear, and that's really interesting. They're kind of the only videos that come up on my YouTube homepage at the moment, to be honest, and so they're the people I mainly watch. But I will make a video in future because it's on my list of videos to make. I've got a question for you. Why is there a 2D wall next to you? I'm afraid I can't quite answer that question because I'm not really sure what you mean. Maybe you're referring to the sort of weird shape of that room and the weird mirror-y bit in the room. That is a built-in wardrobe thing. It's not really built-in, but it's a great big wardrobe that runs all the way along the side of the room, and it's got mirrors on it. And recently I found that I can just rotate the camera in this room and film from a different angle, and some people seem to think I'm in a different room, so that's quite good. Another question here. I hear a lot of hate on your channel. I don't know why. I haven't really been keeping up with you, so what's up with that? Can you start with the beginning? I'm sorry you haven't been keeping up with my videos. YouTube doesn't always suggest my videos to my subscribers or new viewers, which is a little tiny bit disappointing, isn't it? Can you start from the beginning? I'm not quite sure how to do that. I think that's more, the onus is more on you there to just kind of go back and watch some previous videos if you want to catch up. But I hope you do, and thank you for coming back. Thank you for managing to find one of my videos. Quite a feat in today's YouTube. Do you support a football team? If so, what team? Lego Bric-a-Brac knows me all too well. He says, nope, he don't like football. Thank you, Lego Bric-a-Brac, for answering on my behalf. You're right, I don't like football really. There are some exceptions. I got quite into the World Cup not that long ago. I know absolutely nothing about football, by the way, but I got quite into the World Cup, got into the sort of team spirit, the national spirit, and we wanted to win and looked like we were doing quite well, but then we lost. And that motorbike needs a silencer. And I do support my local team, Jake United. Jake, as a YouTube creator, how helpful do you find the channel analytics? Yeah, that is a very, very good question, and possibly too deep for this quick question and answer video. I do find it useful in a way. It's useful to track the decline of my channel. And you can get some very interesting stats on there. You know, I can show, for instance, that the number of impressions that YouTube gives my videos, the number of times it shows it to people who aren't subscribed to my channel, has dramatically reduced over the last year. So that's quite useful to get to the bottom of what's going on. But in terms of actually using that information to make my channel have a wider reach, I haven't really managed it. All I've ever found works is just trying different things until I eventually find stuff that works. Do you find YouTube to be fair and objective in its promotion of channels and videos? Well, obviously I'm going to say no, because my channel isn't growing exponentially. Although the system isn't really helping me out at the moment, I'm not too bothered about it. What is your favourite Lego set you've ever had? Now, I think I've got to go back a long way for that, actually. It was a Lego Technic set from when I was a kid. It was a Christmas present. It was a set that allowed you to make an articulated dinosaur. You were able to make a helicopter simulator type thing, which was really good. and you were able to make a hovercraft. And it came with a sort of control board where you could control the motors. It was really advanced. The models were really big for the time and really complicated for the time. And sort of 12-year-old me, or whatever I would have been, was absolutely fascinated with that set. So I really enjoyed that. More kind of up to date. I liked the Imperial Shuttle, I think that's what it was called, from several years ago. Hopefully I can put some pictures on the screen here. I built that. It was the first ever non-kind of Technic set I'd ever built, and indeed the first Star Wars set that I'd ever built, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It was groundbreaking, and from then I built lots of Star Wars sets. I don't think you have enough storage in that bedroom. Where do you put things? Yeah, good point. There really isn't anywhere. I mean, will you ever go back to doing Lego set comparison videos? Yes, I will do the odd comparison video in future. There's one that I've been meaning to make for months, and I will actually get round to it soon, I promise. Does Steve Irwin want his shirt back? You sarcastic. Some of these, I'm not sure if they were actually meant for the Q&A video, but anyway. Do you also own the YouTube channel Dunk and Egg Bricks? The voice sounds like yours. I don't own it. But actually, yeah, you're right, it does sound a lot like me. Colin has left a two-part question. How much control do you as a content creator have over the advertising on your channel? Can you opt in or out for certain types of ads? Yes, you can actually. You can control exactly the type and placement of ads on your YouTube channel, but crucially, and this is the kind of thing that I'm a little bit unhappy about, you can't control the content of those ads. But generally, you kind of let YouTube manage it, because it would be quite time consuming to go through and, you know, well, purposefully deprive yourself of revenue by turning off certain types of ads. And in terms of video placement and stuff, in the middle of a video, I just let YouTube do what it wants. How is your scratch on your Mazda? Well, I've got a little update for you. I'll have a full update in a few weeks' time. Well, I've bitten the bullet and I've gone to a couple of body shops to get a quote for having the repair done. It's much more than I expected. First place, £490, because you can't just respray that door because it's silver. You also have to blend it into the back quarter and the front door of the car. I thought, well, maybe they're taking the mickey a bit, so I went to another place to get another quote, and that quote was £800, and they gave me the same story. So I've kind of come to the conclusion that they're not pulling the wool over my eyes, and I'm just going to risk the cheaper quote. You mentioned a while ago you needed a career switch from academics to industry. What is the current status? Well, that's not quite what I said. It was, I wondered whether or not a switch to industry would be a good idea. I have got a little bit of an update actually for you. I've just accepted a job in the same company that I work for, but doing something different, not strictly academic research. I'm going to be a software engineer, a similar sort of area, but a different job. And crucially, it is a permanent job, and also it's a job that really appeals to me. Now, I haven't done it yet, so I don't know what the day-to-day runnings of it are going to be like, but I'm really excited about it, and I will give you an update when I've settled into the job, but that's not for a couple of months. So a guy here has asked a question about Lego bricks and recycling. He wonders whether I deleted his comment last time. Basically, if you leave a link or you swear in a comment, it gets automatically flagged, and I have the option of just deleting it or reporting it as spam or whatever. If you link to an external website, I generally will just delete your comment. But to answer your question about whether or not Lego uses recycled plastic, it doesn't, but they're working on using sustainable plastics. Anyway, there's just some quick answers to some of the questions you've left. As I said, do leave some more questions down below if you want me to respond to you directly in this video. Do appreciate this little bit of engagement. Anyway, thank you to my loyal Patreons who just for a few dollars a month get early access to all of my videos. Particular thanks to HB, Jennifer Jones, Jim McCaig, Magnanimous Meg, and George Foote, who are very generous Patreons. Thank you very much indeed. Do subscribe if you enjoy my videos, and I shall see you next time for another one.